Classic movies about Groundhog Day. I've got two. One is the Super Buddhist Refinery, where Punxsutawney Phil forces Bill Murray to become a better person over 1,000 years, and the other is an adorable, mostly forgotten stop-motion picture from Rankin and Bass. And unlike the Bill Murray classic, Jack Frost is actually about Groundhog Day itself. It's not just the infernal time loop that he gets stuck in, leading to time loops as a genre.
It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
That I might have heard about.
Yeah.
Often a very funny one. So Jack Frost, not that horror film from 1997 where Shannon Elizabeth got attacked by a snowman, nor that unintentional horror show from 1998 with Michael Keaton, nor 2024's Hot Frosty, which actually shares a similar plot to this one. Yeah, Jack Frost, which is actually about Jack Frost, the guy who keeps on nipping at your nose, is a sentimental love story about a fairy who wants to be a real boy when he hears that a real girl, Elisa, is in love with him. Jack trades his immortality for a few months in January Junction, a town where they're really only happy in the wintertime, in hopes that he can win the girl's heart, buy a home, and put some money in the bank. So mid-century American dream stuff. Unfortunately, the local technocrat, Kubla Kraus, has control over all the money and property in January Junction, so the naive Jack Frost decides to bring Kraus down. Obviously, this does not work, as Kraus lives in an imposing fortress that would give Maleficent's Forbidden Mountains a run for their money. Kubla Kraus is voiced by the inimitable Paul Frees, legendary voice actor, probably best known as Burgermeister Meisterburger in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or the voice of most 1960s Disneyland attractions, The Haunted Mansion, Submarine Voyage, Journey Through Outer Space, countless pirates, you name it. Oh, and also Boris Badenov, and Ludwig von Drake, and here also the godlike Lord Winter. More importantly, the art design by Rankin Bass stalwart Paul Coker makes Kubla Kraus's entire fortress truly memorable. It's staffed by robotic soldiers, a robot steed, a robot mini-me. It has a secret passageway. The town of January Junction and the fairy world of Father Winter also benefit, making this one of the best-looking movies in the Rankin Bass canon. The only misstep, they don't greet the Hail Fellow who's in charge of Hail with, "Hail Fellow, well met." Jack ends up living a normal life as Jack Snip the Tailor, aided by a couple of spirits sent to help him. Trouble is, while Jack is a super nice guy, he has a rival in the Golden Knight, Sir Ravenel Rightfellow, and he never quite puts together that his girl Elisa is definitely in love with the other guy, who saves the day in a swashbuckling finale. But to save the town, Jack reassumes his fairy form and loses out on his chances with Elisa. It's a bittersweet story. Like most Rankin Bass specials, this is a musical, and it starts strong with some classics like Me and My Shadow, which is used cleverly, and the Christmas song, which is obligatory. But it's not a soundtrack I would play voluntarily, and some of the songs make its 1 hour runtime feel much longer. The show begins and ends with the deal Jack Frost makes with Pardon Me Pete, this movie's Punxsutawney Phil. If the groundhog flees, Jack gets a little bit more winter to spend with the humans that he loves so well, and Pete gets to spend a few more days in bed.
What was that?
An old friend kissed the bride.
For all the sincerity and heartache Jack Frost goes through in this movie, I end it with more sympathy for Pardon Me Pete. More time in bed? Perfection.